Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team of eXp Realty. And today I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about interest rates and their impact on the overall real estate market. I think traditionally when we think of interest rates and real estate, we equate that to the buyer side of a transaction, or interest rates mostly impacting just the buyer. But there's actually more to it than that. And I just want to give you some insights on that and share some thoughts with you to kind of give a better perspective on some of what's been going on, and again, the impact that interest rates play on that. Now, it is very important to understand that interest rates do have a huge impact on buyers, but how much of an impact? Well, let me give you an example. So if you take a buyer that, let's say they're pre-approved to a purchase price of $400,000 at 4.5%. If interest rates were to go up a full percent to 5.5%, that 1% increase in interest rates will decrease a buyer's purchasing power by about 10%. So the buyer that was pre-approved for $400,000 is now only approved for $360,000. So yeah, that's going to have an impact on sellers, because if your home is priced at a certain level and interest rates go up, then the number of buyers that qualify to purchase your home goes down. So even from a seller's perspective, it's important, if you've been considering selling your home, to keep an eye on interest rates as well. Because knowing as rates continue to rise, or as they rise, it's going to impact the number of buyers that qualify. And I think we saw that in the fall of 2018, not that long ago. After being steady and down for so long, interest rates started to move. And what happened? Home sales declined. Yes, some of that was seasonal. We were going into the winter months. But interest rates really played an impact and caused buyers to pause. A lot of concern about the market, but the impact of interest rates was there as well. Now, it was expected that interest rates were going to rise quite substantially going forward, especially through into 2019. And that really hasn't happened. As a matter of fact, interest rates have come down. And what have we seen? Pending home sales and home sales are now going up. As a matter of fact, from February's numbers, if you look nationwide, the way sales had declined, they were expecting annual home sales to be in the region of 5 million units. But with the increase in activity following the decrease in interest rates, they're now forecasting roughly 5.5 million sales. So it really is a big impact. Now, number two, the second thing we've been faced with in the market recently is the lack of inventory. All the media has been talking about, it's been all over. There's just not a lot of homes up for sale traditionally. Even last couple of weeks ago when we did our market update, we talked about inventory, and yes, it was going up, but it was still lagging way behind what it needs to be for balance. So what impact do interest rates have on inventory? Well, let's think about this from a seller's perspective. If you refinanced your home when rates were way down and you're locked in under 4%, 3.5%, 3.75%, somewhere like that, and you're now looking to buy, and interest rates have gone up to 4.5%. Yes, I know they're back down, but just as an example, if those interest rates are going to go up, is it worth it for you to put your home on the market knowing that your new home, which is probably more expensive, is going to cost even more because interest rates have gone up? And the answer from many sellers was no, it wasn't worth it. There wasn't enough out there. There wasn't any type of home that was compelling enough for them to want to put their home on the market and move to a new one, especially since the interest rate was going to be higher and it was going to cost them more. So you almost create like a little bit of a vicious cycle. So from a seller perspective, they don't want to sell because interest rates have gone up and there's not a lot to buy. From a buyer's perspective, they kind of lose interest in buying because there's nothing for sale, and as interest rates goes up, the home becomes less affordable. So you've got this vicious cycle running in circles around each other. For those that currently own a home, it's not too bad. You can sit tight. That lack of inventory is still forcing pricing up in most areas overall. And that trend, as we talked about last week, is expected to continue. If you're currently renting, well, then that's a different story because rents are rising rapidly. It's getting very, very expensive to rent as the demand for rentals over the past few years has been so high. So if you're in that situation, now that interest rates have come back down, it might be a time to get out of that rental and look to locking yourself in to a home of your own so you can get the benefits of the home ownership and not have to not be faced with continually rising rents. So hope that helps give a little bit of insight into the impact of interest rates on both buyers and sellers. And if you have any questions whatsoever, if you aren't sure if now is the right time for you to buy or sell, give us a call and schedule a free consultation with us. We'd be happy to go over your unique situation and see if we can't help provide some guidance for you. Until next time.